What mistakes and strange details were left in K-pop Demon Hunters that you never noticed until now? These mistakes were never highlighted before, so you'll be the first to find out everything. Let's start with a small yet crucial error that appears right at the beginning of the movie. We learn about the Huntrix girls through their fans' words. One fan says that Zoey started writing music back in high school when she lived in the USA. But here's where things start to get strange. Back then, Zoey was just a normal girl who loved writing songs. She didn't know anything about the demon world, yet on her school notebooks, we can already see the word demons appear. In one scene, we only see a small part of the word, but later when Zoey shows her notebooks to the girls, the word demons is clearly visible. So how is that possible? If she wasn't involved in fighting demons yet, how could she already be writing about them back then? But the next detail will surprise you even more. If this isn't a simple mistake, it could mean that Zoey was born with the ability to see demons. Since the skill is passed down through generations, it suggests that someone in her family had been a demon hunter. And that would also explain why Celine didn't just accidentally come to the USA and find Zoey on stage. Celine might have known exactly who Zoey was and came there for her on purpose. Could this be a possible scenario for K-pop Demon Hunters too? Share your thoughts in the comments and let's move on to the next strange detail. All this time, we knew manager Bobby as a friendly and kind guy, but next details will change your mind. Let's take a closer look at how Bobby actually behaves. When the Huntrix are late for their biggest show, Bobby doesn't panic. He just says that people are waiting and girls are late. Later, when the Huntrix mysteriously disappear during the rehearsal for their most important performance, Bobby once again doesn't seem surprised. He acts like nothing unusual has happened. Then during the golden performance, we see Bobby being dragged away by demons. Later, it's revealed that it wasn't actually him but a demon that had transformed into his form. But that raises a big question. Where was the real Bobby all this time? He was supposed to be right behind the stage, yet the girls never found him. So why does Bobby act like he doesn't care much about the Huntrix? There might actually be a real explanation for his strange behavior, and we'll get to it in just a moment. But another mistake happens during the Huntrix performances, and you mostly missed it if you weren't paying close attention. Take a look at this. During the rehearsal of the song Golden, the girls wear slightly different outfits. Zoey and Mira are dressed in black tops with white jackets, while Rumi wears a white top with a black jacket. Since this is a rehearsal for their main performance, the girls should be wearing the same outfits they plan to perform in, but on the main stage, everything suddenly changes. Rumi keeps her same outfit, but Mira and Zoey now wear black jackets over black tops. We can imagine that this outfit change was planned, but how to explain what happens next? When Rumi finally accepts her demon side and hugs the girls, something strange happens. Mira and Zoey's outfits, which were black just a moment ago, magically turn white. Meanwhile, Rumi's outfit stays exactly the same. We know that the Huntrix can pull out their weapons out of nowhere to fight demons, but we've never seen them use a skill to magically change their outfits like this before. So comment below if you also think this was a mistake. But be sure to stay tuned to find out the next crazy detail, the one you probably won't like to know. At the end of the movie, we see the girls walking down the street together, but something strange happens. Zoey is suddenly wearing a hoodie with Jinu's spiritual pet tiger on it. You probably noticed this detail while watching the movie, but you never imagined the real reason it was left there. Let's recall that during the entire movie, there isn't a single moment where Zoey talks to Jinu or even sees his pets. So how is it possible that the tiger print suddenly appears on her hoodie? But even though this detail breaks the logic of the story, it actually has a clear purpose. Promotion. The hoodie is part of the official K-pop Demon Hunters merchandise, featuring the same clothes the girls wear in the movie, so even if it's a mistake in the story, it was likely added to encourage viewers to buy the K-pop Demon Hunters merch. A small mistake made in the name of money. Comment below if you support this decision in the movie. But that's not the end. Another strange detail was noticed during the girls' rehearsal of the song Golden. If you watch closely, there's a moment when Zoey starts making very odd movements that don't match the choreography. This is an animated movie and everything's supposed to be carefully planned. Yet this movement looks like a blooper that was accidentally left in. But that's not all the mystery with the movements. Remember the moment when two demons transformed into Mira and Zoey and performed next to Rumi? They did it so perfectly that Rumi didn't even realize she was dancing with demons instead of her friends. But how could the demons manage to do that? At the beginning of the movie, we see that demons can't even handle basic human actions. Yet on stage, these two manage to dance and even sing along with Rumi. The reason behind this might be shocking. Someone taught the demons the dance moves and the lyrics so they could perfectly imitate Mira and Zoey. And that someone could only be one person. Just take a look at this. During the rehearsal of the song, Bobby stands right in front of the girl. girls, repeating their moves one by one, and if you look closely, you'll see that he mirrors Rumi's choreography perfectly, matching her steps in the center like her reflection. Bobby was the only one who knew the choreography and the entire song. That means he could have been the one who passed all this information to the demons. And the shocking part? Only demons or hunters can actually see demons in the human world. Could it be that Bobby was a demon all along? Share your thoughts in the comments. Now let's take a look at the Saja boys. Did you notice this strange detail about them? At the beginning, we learned that they are the only demons who agreed to Jinu's plan to pretend to be a boy band in the human world, but something about them feels strange. While other demons struggle to act human, the Saja boys behave exactly like real K-pop idols. Just look at these moments. During their first transformation into humans, they already stand in perfect stage poses. At the fan sign event, baby Saja makes a heart face gesture. Then after their first street performance, the Saja boys freeze in idol-like poses again. Baby Saja repeats the heart face. Abby makes finger hearts and romance shows a peace sign. Later, even back in the demon world, they still pose like idols. This time Mystery makes finger hearts. Romance forms a big heart with both hands. And Abby presses his hands together near his face to show gratitude. It's funny that even after returning to their demon forms, they still keep doing all these gestures. So how do they know all of this? The only reason Jinu knows how to sing and dance is because his past was connected to music. So could it be that the rest of the Saja boys were also K-pop idols in the past? That would explain their behavior. In fact, we don't know much about the Saja boys, and the next detail will surprise you for sure. Do you remember this moment? One evening, Rumi receives a card invitation from Jinu. On the card, we see a small cute chick. This is a detail that many viewers might overlook, but it's actually quite meaningful. Think back to the scene when the girls return to their hotel room after their big performance. At first, everything looks normal, but then one small detail stands out. The same little chick is sitting on the sofa. This stuffed toy is the only one in the room, and it clearly means a lot to the girls. So how did this chick appear on Jinu's card? The answer will surprise you. It seems that Jinu had visited the girls' apartment before and noticed Rumi's favorite toy. He then used it on the card as a personal gesture, something that would immediately warm Rumi's heart and make her more open to meeting him. And his plan worked, because in the end Rumi accepted the invitation and we all know the rest. But while Jinu fell for Rumi, there's another guy who fell in love with the Huntrix, and that's Mystery. Just take a look at these facts. From the show, we know there's a special connection between Zoey and Mystery. Zoey fell in love with him at first sight. She even put his photo on the wall in their music room, and completely melted when he sat beside her during the fan sign event. But while many think this was a one-sided love, that's not true. Mystery also fell for Zoey. Even though he never said it in words, his actions speak clearly. At the same fan sign event, Mystery chose to sit right next to Zoey, even though he could have easily sat beside Mira or Rumi. And when a fan got too close to Zoey, Mystery started growling at him, just like a loyal dog protecting someone he deeply cares about. So could Mystery have become loyal to Zoey in a way that made him treat her almost like his own master? That's a lot of information to take in. So make sure to rewatch this video to remember all the mistakes and strange details we uncovered.